I should probably get a trophy. World's Best Husband, engraved in gold, sitting right next to the dishwasher I'm currently fixing for the 3rd time this month. The same dishwasher my wife Erica claimed was perfectly fine when I suggested we replace it 6 months ago. Nick, are you almost done with that? Erica's voice carries that particular tone, the one that suggests I'm somehow inconveniencing her by fixing our broken appliances. She's standing in the doorway of our lakeside kitchen, still in her scrubs from the OB/GYN clinic, looking like she'd rather be anywhere else. Just about, I mutter, wrestling with a stubborn waterline. At 43, I've learned that marriage is mostly about fixing things that shouldn't be broken and pretending everything's fine when it clearly isn't. Our house sits on the edge of Lake Chatfield, about 30 minutes outside Denver. It's the kind of place that screams successful couple to anyone driving by. Erica loves that. She loves the image, the perception, the way her friends from the hospital coo over our perfect life during their wine-soaked book club meetings. What they don't see is the way she looks at me now, like I'm a piece of furniture that's outlived its usefulness. I'm going out with Vicky and Lana tonight, she announces, already turning away. Don't wait up. Vicky Chen and Lana Morrison. Erica's cheerleading squad, 2 women who've made careers out of gossiping and enabling each other's worst impulses. Vicky runs a boutique that sells overpriced scarves to other doctors' wives, while Lana married into money and acts like she earned it herself. Book club? I ask, though I know it isn't. Book club is Tuesdays, tonight's Thursday. Just drinks. She pauses, and for a moment, I think she might actually tell me something real. Instead, she adds, "We need to talk when I get back. About us." The dishwasher chooses that moment to gurgle back to life, as if it's commenting on our marriage. I watch Erica disappear upstairs, probably to change into something that costs more than most people's car payments. My phone buzzes. Jerome Taylor, Rome to everyone who knows him, texting from his security company downtown. "Beer tonight? You sound like you need it." Rome's got that 6th sense about people. 10 years in the Army will do that to you. We met when I hired his company to install security systems at my machine shop, and somehow ended up becoming the kind of friends who can communicate entire conversations through raised eyebrows and shared looks. "Rain check," I text back. "Erica wants to talk." "Condolences," comes his immediate reply, followed by a beer emoji. I finish with the dishwasher and clean up my tools, listening to Erica move around upstairs. She's taking longer than usual to get ready, which means tonight isn't just drinks with the girls. There's something else. Something that requires the good jewelry and the perfume she only wears when she wants to make an impression. By the time she comes back down, transformed from tired doctor into whatever version of herself she thinks the world wants to see, I'm sitting at the kitchen island with a cup of coffee and yesterday's mail. "You're not going to change?" she asks, eyeing my work clothes. Wasn't planning on going anywhere. She grabs her purse, the Italian leather one that costs more than some people make in a week, and heads for the door. "We'll talk tomorrow, then. It's important, Nick, really important." And then she's gone, leaving behind only the faint scent of her perfume and the kind of silence that feels loaded with unspoken truths. I sit there for a while, watching the sun set over the lake, thinking about the early days when Erica and I actually talked to each other instead of exchanging information like business partners. We met 8 years ago at a charity fundraiser for the Children's Hospital. She was brilliant, funny, passionate about her work. I was running a successful engineering consulting firm, making good money, thinking I had life figured out. The irony isn't lost on me that she's an OB/GYN, a doctor who brings babies into the world, and we've never had kids. Her choice, not mine. Maybe someday, she'd always said, when things settle down, when we're more established. Now I'm wondering if someday was always code for never with you. My phone rings. It's Maribel from the shop, probably calling about tomorrow's schedule. Maribel Santos has worked for me for 3 years, managing the administrative side of Hartley Precision Manufacturing while I focus on the technical work. She's got a mind like a steel trap, and the kind of observational skills that would make her dangerous in the wrong profession. "Hey, boss," she says, but there's something in her voice. "You got a minute?" "What's up?" "It's probably nothing, but I was at lunch today at that place on Hampton, you know, the one with the good sandwiches, and I saw your wife." I wait. Maribel doesn't call about nothing. She was with some guy. Tall, kind of rugged-looking. They seemed close. Close. In Maribel speak, that could mean anything from holding hands to planning a bank robbery. She's diplomatic that way. "Did you recognize him?" "Never seen him before, but Nick..." They looked like they were having a serious conversation. The kind where you lean across the table and talk real quiet, you know? "I know. The kind of conversation Erica and I haven't had in months. Thanks for telling me, I say. You want me to? No, it's fine. I'll handle it. But even as I hang up, I'm wondering what exactly there is to handle, and why the conversation Erica wants to have suddenly feels less like marriage counseling and more like a business transaction. I spend the evening in my workshop, a converted garage space where I design custom parts for aerospace companies. It's my sanctuary, the one place where problems have clear solutions and precision matters more than politics. Tonight, though, even the familiar hum of machinery can't quiet the growing certainty that my marriage is about to become another thing I can't fix. Erica doesn't come home until after midnight. I hear her car in the driveway, the soft click of her heels on the hardwood, the careful way she moves through the house like she's trying not to wake me. But I'm not sleeping. I'm lying in our king-size bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about conversations over lunch and the way people lean across tables when they're sharing secrets. She slips into bed without saying anything, and I listen to her breathing gradually slow into sleep. In the morning, I know, we'll have that talk. The important one. The one that's going to change everything. I just don't know how much yet. Saturday morning arrives with the kind of crisp October air that makes Colorado feel like paradise. Erica's up before me, which is unusual for a weekend. I find her in the kitchen, already dressed in yoga pants and a sweater that probably costs more than most people's monthly mortgage payment. She's got paperwork spread across the granite countertop, and she's studying it with the kind of intensity she usually reserves for medical charts. Morning, I say, heading for the coffee maker. Sleep well? Fine. She doesn't look up from whatever she's reading. We need to talk, Nick. Here it comes. I pour my coffee, add cream, and settle onto the stool across from her. I'm listening. She finally looks at me, and there's something different in her eyes. Not guilt, exactly. More like determination, the look she gets when she's made a decision and isn't interested in debate. I've been thinking about what I want, she says. What we want, where this is all going. This being our marriage. Yes? She slides a piece of paper across the counter. It's a medical form, something about a surgical procedure. I'm having my tubal ligation reversed. I stare at the paper, processing the words. Tubal ligation reversal. Getting her tubes untied. You want to have kids? Yes. After 8 years of telling me you weren't ready. People change, Nick. I've changed. She's using her doctor voice, calm and professional, like she's explaining a diagnosis to a patient. I realize now that I do want children. I want a family. I should be happy. This is what I wanted years ago, back when I still thought we were building something together. But there's something in her tone, something that makes my chest tighten with suspicion. Okay, I say carefully. When? The surgery is scheduled for next Friday. Next Friday, she's already scheduled it, already made the decision, filled out the forms, probably paid the deposit, all without mentioning it to me. That's fast. I've been thinking about it for months. She reaches for the paper, but I'm still looking at it. That's when I notice the name at the bottom of the form. Dr. Patricia Williams. Not Erica's usual doctor, not even someone from her hospital. Why Dr. Williams? She specializes in fertility restoration. She's the best. And expensive. We can afford it. We. As if this is a joint decision. As if I had any input in the process. I set down my coffee cup and really look at my wife. She's beautiful. I've never denied that. At 39, she could still stop traffic. But sitting here, watching her present this life-changing decision like a business proposal, I realize I'm looking at a stranger. There's something else, she says. And now I hear it. The thing she's been building up to. I want you to know that I've been in contact with Trevor. Trevor Shaw. The name hits me like a punch to the gut. Erica's ex-boyfriend from college, the one she dated for 3 years before we met. The adventure photographer who never met a risk he wouldn't take or a commitment he wouldn't break. The man she once told me was the love of my life, before quickly adding, but that was a long time ago. Trevor, I repeat. He's back in Denver. He's been back for 6 months. She's watching my face, gauging my reaction. We've been talking about the past, about what we both want now. The pieces start falling into place. The late nights, the mysterious lunches, the way she's been distant, distracted, like she's been living a double life. Let me guess, I say, surprised by how calm my voice sounds. Trevor wants kids now. He's matured, Nick. He's ready to settle down, start a family. He's always regretted that we didn't work out. And you're planning to give him what he wants. I'm planning to follow my heart. She stands up, smoothing down her sweater. I know this is hard to hear, but I think we both know this marriage hasn't been working for a while. We've been going through the motions, pretending everything's fine, but we're not happy. Either of us. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. I want to argue, but the truth is, she's right. We haven't been happy. The question is whether that's because we stopped trying or because she's been planning her exit strategy for months. So what exactly are you telling me, Erica? I'm telling you that I want a divorce. I'm telling you that I'm going to have the surgery and Trevor and I are going to try to build something real together. She pauses, and for just a moment, the professional mask slips. I'm sorry, Nick. I really am. But I can't keep living this lie. This lie. 8 years of marriage, reduced to a lie. I stand up, suddenly needing to move, to do something with the energy that's building in my chest. When did this start? With Trevor. Does it matter? It matters to me. She sighs, like I'm being unreasonable. We ran into each other at a gallery opening in July. We started talking. One thing led to another. July. 3 months ago. 3 months of secret meetings, clandestine phone calls, planning a future that didn't include me. And you've been sleeping with him. Nick, have you been sleeping with him? Yes. No hesitation, no apology, just a simple yes, like she's confirming the weather. I walk to the window overlooking the lake. There's a family out there, parents and 2 kids, teaching the younger one how to fish. The kind of scene Erica and I might have been part of, if things had been different, if she'd wanted different things, if she'd wanted them with me. I suppose you've got this all figured out, I say, without turning around. The divorce, the custody arrangement for the kids you're planning to have with Trevor, how you're going to split everything up. We can work that out. I'm not trying to be vindictive, Nick. I just want us both to be happy. Happy. She wants to take half of everything I've worked for, run off with her college boyfriend, and start the family she never wanted with me, and she thinks that's going to make me happy. I turn back to face her. She's standing by the counter, arms crossed, waiting for my response, probably expecting me to beg, to promise I'll change, to fight for our marriage. The old Nick might have done that, the Nick who still believed in the woman I married. But that Nick died somewhere between I've been in contact with Trevor and we've been sleeping together. You know what, Erica? I say, and I'm surprised by how steady my voice sounds. You should follow your heart. If Trevor Shaw is what's going to make you happy, then you should absolutely pursue that. She blinks, clearly not expecting this response. You're okay with this? I'm not okay with being lied to for 3 months. I'm not okay with being the last to know about decisions that affect my life. But if you want out of this marriage to be with Trevor, then yes, I think you should go for it. Just like that? Just like that. I pick up my coffee cup and head for the door. I'll be in the shop if you need anything. Take your time packing. Nick, wait. But I'm already walking away, leaving her standing in our perfect kitchen with her surgical forms and her guilty conscience. I've got work to do, and suddenly I've got a lot more than just broken machinery to fix. As I cross the yard to my workshop, my phone buzzes. Rome again. That beer offer still stands, I text him. Bad news? The worst. But I'll tell you about it later. Need anything? I pause, looking back at the house where my wife is probably calling her lover to tell him how well her confession went. How reasonable her soon-to-be ex-husband was about the whole thing. Actually, yeah, I text back. I need the number of that lawyer you used in your divorce. The good one. On it. You okay, brother? Am I okay? My wife just told me she's leaving me for her ex-boyfriend, planning to have his children and expecting me to be grateful for her honesty. By any reasonable measure, I should be devastated. Instead, I feel something I haven't felt in months. Clarity. I'm going to be. I text back. I'm definitely going to be. Monday morning, I'm sitting in the office of Patricia Hendricks, Esquire, the lawyer Rome recommended. She's exactly what you'd expect from someone who charges $400 an hour. Sharp suit, sharper eyes, and the kind of confidence that comes from winning more battles than she's lost. Your wife scheduled surgery for Friday without discussing it with you, she says, reviewing the notes I've given her. She's been having an affair for 3 months, and she wants a divorce so she can marry her lover and have his children. That's the situation. And you want to file first. I want to protect myself, my business, my assets, whatever I can legally protect. Patricia leans back in her leather chair, studying me. Mr. Hartley, I have to ask, are you sure you want to proceed this way? Sometimes these situations can be worked out through counseling, mediation. She's having surgery on Friday to reverse a tubal ligation so she can have children with another man. I don't think counseling is going to fix that. Point taken. She opens a legal pad and starts writing. Colorado is a no-fault divorce state, but adultery can still affect property division and spousal support. The fact that she's been planning this for months, making medical decisions without consulting you, could work in our favor. What about the business? Hartley Precision Manufacturing. You started it before the marriage? 2 years before, but it's grown significantly since then. We'll need to establish what portion of the growth is due to marital assets versus your individual efforts. Do you have financial records? Everything. Maribel, my office manager, keeps meticulous records. Good. I'll need 5 years of tax returns, business records, bank statements, everything. She looks up from her notes. Mr. Hartley, I have to warn you, this could get ugly. If your wife is planning to have children with this other man, she's going to want maximum spousal support and property division. She'll argue that she sacrificed her career potential to support your business. She makes more money than I do. She's a doctor. Doesn't matter. She'll claim emotional damages, loss of future earning potential due to pregnancy and childcare, whatever her lawyer thinks will stick. Patricia sets down her pen. Are you prepared for that fight? I think about Erica standing in our kitchen, calmly explaining how she's been cheating on me for 3 months, like she was discussing the weather. The way she scheduled life-changing surgery without mentioning it to me. The casual dismissal of 8 years of marriage as living a lie. I'm prepared, I say. Then let's get started. By Wednesday, the papers are filed. Colorado requires a 90-day waiting period, but Patricia assures me that getting ahead of Erica legally is crucial. She's going to be blindsided, she says. People who think they're controlling the narrative don't expect the other party to take initiative. I'm in the shop Wednesday afternoon, working on a custom gear assembly for an aerospace client, when Maribel knocks on the workshop door. Boss, you got a minute? I look up from the CNC machine. Maribel's got that look again, the one that means she's got information I need to hear. What's up? Remember I told you about seeing your wife at lunch last week? Yeah. Well, I did a little digging. She hands me a printed email. My cousin Rosa works at the Marriott downtown. She sent me this. It's a hotel registration record. Trevor Shaw checked in for a week-long stay. The dates match up perfectly with when Erica started working late, claiming she had hospital committee meetings. There's more, Maribel says. Rosa says he's been a regular. Same room, every few weeks since July. Always pays cash. July. Right when Erica said they ran into each other at a gallery opening. Rosa's discreet, right? Like a vault, but she thought you should know. I study the registration record. Trevor Shaw, listing his address as Aspen, Colorado. Occupation, photographer. The same Trevor who never could hold down a steady job, who lived off his trust fund and the occasional magazine assignment. Now he's got enough money to maintain a regular room at the Marriott. Maribel, I need you to do me a favor. Name it. Can Rosa find out how he's paying for these rooms? Credit card, cash, what? Probably. Why? Because I'm curious about where a freelance photographer gets the money to maintain a downtown hotel room for 3 months. Maribel grins. She's always enjoyed a good mystery. I'll make some calls. Thursday evening, Rome comes by the house. Erica's at the hospital, or at least that's where she said she was going, and I'm packing up her things. It seems like the decent thing to do, saving her the awkwardness of doing it herself. You're taking this pretty well, Rome observes, watching me fold Erica's expensive sweaters into boxes. What's the alternative? Fall apart? Beg her to stay? Some guys would. Some guys didn't marry a woman who could plan a 3-month affair while scheduling surgery to have another man's children. I tape up a box of shoes. Besides, I'm not taking it that well. I'm just taking it quietly. Rome picks up one of Erica's medical journals, flips through it. You know, in the Army, we had a saying about situations like this. What's that? When someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Maya Angelou said that first. Yeah, but we said it with more profanity. He sets down the journal. So what's the plan? Plan? Come on, Nick. I've known you for 5 years. You don't just roll over when someone screws you. Remember the Henderson contract, when they tried to stiff you on payment? I remember. Henderson Industries thought they could get away with not paying for 6 months of custom work. They were wrong. By the time I was done with them, they'd paid the full amount plus penalties, and their credit rating had taken a serious hit. This is different, I say. This is personal. Exactly, which means you care more. Rome leans against the dresser. What did you find out about the boyfriend? I tell him about the hotel records, about Maribel's cousin, about Trevor's mysterious ability to afford a regular room at the Marriott. Interesting, Rome says. You want me to look into it? Look into what? Trevor Shaw. Background, finances, whatever's public record. I've got contacts. I consider it. Part of me wants to know everything. How long this has really been going on, what Trevor's real situation is, whether Erica's been lying about more than just the affair. The other part of me wonders if ignorance might be bliss. Then I think about her standing in the kitchen, telling me she's been sleeping with another man like she was announcing a change in dinner plans. Yeah, I say. Let's see what we can find out. Friday morning arrives gray and cold. Erica left early for her surgery, kissing me on the cheek like we were still a normal married couple, like she wasn't about to have a medical procedure specifically designed to help her start a family with another man. I'm at the shop by 7, trying to lose myself in work, when Patricia calls. Mr. Hartley, we have a problem. What kind of problem? Your wife's attorney called. Brenda Lee from Morrison and Associates. She wants to schedule a meeting. Already. Erica doesn't even know I've filed yet. That's the problem. Somehow she does know, and according to Ms. Lee, your wife is very unhappy about the asset freeze. Asset freeze. Patricia's idea. Executed Tuesday morning. Every joint account, every shared investment, every piece of property with both our names on it, all frozen pending the divorce proceedings. How unhappy? Ms. Lee used the phrase nuclear war, Mr. Hartley. I think we should prepare for your wife to fight this with everything she's got. I hang up and stare out the window of my office. Across the parking lot, there's a billboard advertising family planning services. Your future starts here, it says, showing a happy couple with a baby. My phone buzzes. Text message from an unknown number. This is far from over. You have no idea what you've started. E. I show the message to Maribel when she comes in an hour later. Wow, she says. She's really pissed. Apparently. Good thing you got ahead of it legally. She hands me a manila folder. Rosa came through. You're going to want to see this. Inside the folder are hotel records going back 6 months, credit card receipts, and what looks like bank statements. Trevor Shaw's financial life, laid out in black and white. And it's not what I expected. Maribel, I say, studying the documents, how did Rosa get bank statements? Rosa's got a friend who's got a friend. Don't ask questions you don't want answered, boss. I won't ask. But what I'm seeing in these documents changes everything. Trevor Shaw isn't just some freelance photographer living off his trust fund. He's got serious money, the kind that comes from investments, business ventures, things that require planning and intelligence. The kind of money that makes a person think they can take whatever they want, including someone else's wife. My phone rings. It's Rome. You sitting down, he says. What did you find? Trevor Shaw isn't just a photographer, Nick. He's been married twice. Both divorces involved adultery. His adultery, both ex-wives got taken to the cleaners financially. I feel something cold settle in my stomach. He's done this before. Gets worse. I found a private investigator's report from his second divorce. The guy's got a pattern. He targets married women with money or married to men with money, seduces them, convinces them to leave their husbands, then bleeds them dry in the divorce. And Erica doesn't know this. Would it matter if she did? She's already having surgery to have his kids. I think about that. About Erica, brilliant and successful and completely convinced that she's found her soulmate. About Trevor, with his history of broken marriages and financial predation. About the surgery happening right now, the irreversible step she's taking based on promises from a man who's made the same promises before. Rome, I say. I think it's time to let Erica know exactly who she's planning to start a family with. You sure about that? Might be better to let her figure it out on her own. No, I say, looking at the bank statements spread across my desk. I think she deserves to know the truth, all of it. After all, she said she wanted to follow her heart. But first, she should probably know where it's leading her. Erica comes home Friday evening moving carefully, still sore from the surgery. I'm in the kitchen when she walks in, and for a moment, we just look at each other. She seems smaller somehow, vulnerable in a way I haven't seen in years. How did it go? I ask. Fine. Dr. Williams says everything went perfectly. She sits down gingerly at the kitchen island. Nick, we need to talk about this lawyer situation. I figured we would. Brenda says you've frozen all our accounts. The house. Everything. Just protecting my interests. Your interests? Her voice sharpens. Half of everything we have is mine, Nick. I helped build this life, too. I pour her a glass of water, set it in front of her. Did you? Or did you just live in it while planning your exit? That's not fair. Neither is scheduling surgery to have another man's children without mentioning it to your husband. She takes a sip of water, winces slightly from the movement. I told you about the surgery. You told me after you'd already scheduled it, after you'd already decided everything. I sit down across from her. How long has this really been going on, Erica? With Trevor? I told you, since July. The hotel records go back to April. Her face goes very still. What hotel records? The Marriott downtown, room 412. Trevor's been renting it regularly for 6 months, not 3. I pull out the folder Maribel gave me. Cash payments, every 2 weeks. Quite expensive for a freelance photographer. You've been having me followed? I've been trying to understand what's happening to my marriage. Turns out it's been over a lot longer than you let on. Erica stands up, moving toward the living room. I follow her. She's looking out at the lake, her reflection ghostly in the darkening window. It wasn't supposed to happen this way, she says quietly. How was it supposed to happen? I don't know. More gradually, more gently. More gently. I laugh, but there's no humor in it. You mean you wanted more time to move assets around? More time to establish a narrative where I'm the bad guy? You're being paranoid. Am I? I open the folder, spread the documents across the coffee table. Let's talk about Trevor's finances, Erica. Did you know he's worth about $3 million? She turns from the window. What? Investment portfolio, real estate in Aspen and Santa Fe, royalties from some very lucrative commercial photography contracts. Your boyfriend isn't the struggling artist you think he is. I don't understand. Neither did his first 2 wives, at least not until it was too late. The color drains from her face. His first 2 wives? Trevor's been married twice, Erica. Both marriages ended in divorce due to his adultery. Both ex-wives lost significant assets in the settlements. I pick up Rome's investigation report. There's a pattern here. He targets successful women or women married to successful men, seduces them, convinces them to leave their husbands, then structures the divorce to maximize his financial gain. That can't be right. It's all documented. Court records, private investigator reports, financial statements. Trevor Shaw isn't in love with you, Erica. You're a mark. She sits down heavily on the couch, staring at the papers scattered across the table. He said he'd never been married. He lied. He said he wanted children, wanted to settle down. He told his second wife the same thing, right up until he cleaned out their joint accounts and disappeared. Erica picks up one of the documents, a divorce decree from Trevor's second marriage. Her hands are shaking slightly as she reads. This woman, she lost her house, and her business, and custody of her kids from her first marriage. I sit down beside her, not close enough to touch, but close enough to see her face. Erica, you just had surgery to have children with a man who's made a career out of destroying families. She's quiet for a long time, reading through the papers. I watch her process the information, the brilliant doctor's mind working through the implications, the timeline, the lies she's been told. He knows about your business, she says finally. He asked a lot of questions about it, about our finances. What kind of questions? How much it's worth, whether your name is on everything or if some of it's in both our names. She looks up at me. I thought he was just trying to understand our life together. He was planning how to take it apart. Oh, God! She puts her head in her hands. I've been so stupid. You've been lied to by someone who's very good at lying. The surgery, Nick. I can't undo the surgery. I know. I did this for him. I changed my whole life for him, and he's been lying to me about everything. I want to feel vindicated. I want to enjoy watching her realize how thoroughly she's been manipulated. Instead, I just feel tired. What do I do now? She asks. That's up to you. He's supposed to come over tomorrow, to celebrate the surgery. She laughs bitterly. To celebrate the first step toward our new life together. Are you going to tell him you know? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. She looks at me, really looks at me, for the first time in months. Nick, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for all of this. I know you are. Is there any way we can fix this? The question hangs in the air between us. 6 months ago, even 3 months ago, I might have said yes. I might have been willing to try counseling, to work through the betrayal, to rebuild what we'd lost. But that was before I knew about the hotel rooms, the lies, the casual way she scheduled surgery to have another man's children. That was before I understood that she didn't just have an affair. She planned an entirely new life without bothering to tell me until it was convenient for her. I don't think so, I say. I think we're past fixing. She nods, tears starting to fall. I really screwed this up, didn't I? Yeah, you did. What happens now? Now you decide what you want to do about Trevor. and I decide what I want to do about the divorce. The asset freeze stays in place until we work out a settlement. Patricia says it could take months. Patricia? My lawyer. You hired Patricia Hendricks? Erica's eyes widen. Nick, she's vicious. So is your lawyer, according to Patricia. Brenda's just protecting my interests, and Patricia's protecting mine. We sit there in the growing darkness, surrounded by the evidence of Trevor's deception and the ruins of our marriage. Outside, the lake is perfectly still, reflecting the lights from the houses on the opposite shore. It looks peaceful, serene, like a postcard of the life we were supposed to have. I need to call him, Erica says finally. I need to confront him about this. Be careful. If he realizes you know about his history, he might disappear, cut his losses, and move on to the next target. Would that be so bad? For you? Probably not. For his next victim? Yes. She looks at me with something like surprise. You're worried about his next victim? I'm worried about any woman who might go through what you're going through right now. Even after what I did to you? Especially after what you did to me. I know how much it hurts to find out someone you trusted has been lying to you. Erica starts to cry then. Really cry. Not the careful tears of someone trying to maintain dignity, but the ugly, wrenching sobs of someone whose world has just collapsed. I don't comfort her. I can't. But I don't leave either. When she finally stops, she wipes her face with the back of her hand and looks at the papers scattered across the coffee table. I'm going to tell him I know, she says, tomorrow when he comes over. I'm going to confront him with all of this. And then? And then I'm going to have to figure out how to live with the choices I've made. I gather up the documents, put them back in the folder. For what it's worth, Erica, I hope you find a way to be happy. Really happy. Not just the appearance of it. What about you? Will you be happy? I think about that. About the business I've built, the friends like Rome and Maribel who've stood by me, the life I can create once I'm free of the pretense that this marriage was working. Yeah, I say. I think I will be. Even without me? Especially without you. It sounds cruel, but it's not meant to be. It's just the truth. Maybe the first completely honest thing either of us has said in months. Erica nods, understanding. I'll talk to Brenda about the divorce. Try to make it as clean as possible. I'd appreciate that. It's the least I can do. She stands up, still moving carefully from the surgery, and heads toward the stairs. Erica, she turns back. When you confront Trevor tomorrow, you might want to record the conversation, for your own protection. You think he'll threaten me? I think men who make a living deceiving women don't like being exposed, and I think you should be prepared for him to try to convince you that everything you've discovered is somehow my fault. She considers this. You're probably right. I usually am. That's why you married me in the first place. For the first time in months, she smiles. A real smile, not the polite mask she's been wearing. Yeah, she says. That's exactly why I married you. After she goes upstairs, I sit in the dark living room for a long time, thinking about marriage and trust and the way people can live together for years without really knowing each other. Tomorrow, Erica will confront Trevor with the truth about his past. Tomorrow, everything will change again. But tonight, for the first time in months, I feel like I can see clearly. The path forward isn't going to be easy, but at least now I know where I'm going, and I'm going there alone. Saturday afternoon, I'm at the shop working on a prototype when my phone starts buzzing. Erica calling from home. I almost don't answer, but something in the persistence of the ringing makes me pick up. Nick? Her voice is shaky, breathless. Can you come home, please? What's wrong? Just, please come home. I need you to hear this. 20 minutes later, I'm walking into our living room to find Erica sitting on the couch, her phone in her hands, looking like she's seen a ghost. I recorded it, she says without preamble. The conversation with Trevor. I did what you said. I recorded everything. And you need to hear this. She hands me the phone. I confronted him about the marriages, the money, everything. His response? I take the phone, press play. Trevor's voice fills the room, smooth and confident. Erica, sweetheart, you're being paranoid. Your husband is obviously trying to poison you against me. Think about it. He's facing a divorce. He's desperate. Of course he's going to make up stories. These aren't stories, Trevor. I have court documents, financial records. You've been married twice before. A pause. Then Trevor's voice, colder now. So what if I have? That's my past. What matters is our future. You told me you'd never been married. I told you what you needed to hear, just like I'm telling you now. Your husband is manipulating you. He's trying to turn you against me so he can keep his precious money. His money? Trevor, You're worth $3 million. Why would you care about Nick's money? Another pause, longer this time. When Trevor speaks again, his voice has changed completely, calculated, almost predatory. Because it's not about the money, Erica. It's about winning. It's about taking everything from men like your husband, smug, self-satisfied bastards who think they deserve beautiful, successful women like you. What are you talking about? I'm talking about justice. Your husband has had 8 years with you. 8 years of taking you for granted, treating you like a possession instead of appreciating what he had. Now it's my turn. Your turn. To have you. To have his money. To have the life he built while he watches from the sidelines. Trevor's laugh is ugly, triumphant. Do you have any idea how easy this has been? How perfectly you've played your part? My part? The dissatisfied wife. The woman who thinks she's missing something in her marriage. All I had to do was show you a little attention, make you feel special, and you were ready to throw away everything for me. I can hear Erica's sharp intake of breath on the recording. You planned this. From the beginning. From the moment I saw your husband's name in that business journal article. Local engineer builds $1 million manufacturing company. I knew you'd be perfect, successful, beautiful, probably neglected. It took me 2 months to engineer that accidental meeting at the gallery. The gallery opening. You said you just happened to be there. I bought a ticket specifically to meet you, Erica. I researched your interests, your schedule, your friends. I knew exactly what to say to make you think we were soulmates. The recording goes quiet, except for the sound of Erica crying. The surgery, she whispers. You said you wanted children. I do want children. Yours specifically. Do you know what a child support payment looks like when the mother is a doctor and the father is a successful business owner? 18 years of guaranteed income, plus I get to watch your husband pay for the privilege of raising my kids. Raising your kids? Well, he won't have a choice, will he? You're going to go back to him, tell him you made a mistake, beg for forgiveness. He'll take you back. Men like him always do. They're too proud to admit their marriage has failed, and then, when you get pregnant with my child, he'll raise it as his own, rather than face the humiliation of a public divorce. You're insane. I'm practical. This is what I do, Erica. This is how I make my living. Rich, lonely wives are a renewable resource. The recording ends. Erica and I sit in silence, the weight of Trevor's words hanging between us. He never loved me, she says finally. No. It was all a lie. Everything. Yes. And he expects me to go back to you, to trick you into raising his children. I look at my wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, sitting on our couch, destroyed by the realization of how completely she's been manipulated. Part of me wants to feel vindicated. Part of me wants to say, I told you so. Instead, I just feel angry. Not at Erica. She was a victim here as much as I was. At Trevor. At his casual cruelty. His assumption that he could destroy our lives for profit and entertainment. What do you want to do? I ask. I want to destroy him. Her voice is quiet, but there's steel in it. I want him to pay for what he's done. To us, to his other victims, to whoever he's planning to target next. The recording might not be admissible in court. I don't care about court. I care about justice. I study her face. This is a different Erica than the one who stood in our kitchen a week ago, calmly announcing her affair. This is the woman I married, brilliant, determined, capable of anything when she sets her mind to it. What did you have in mind? I don't know yet, but I want him exposed. I want everyone to know what he really is. My phone buzzes. Text message from an unknown number. Hope you enjoyed the show, Nick. Your wife is quite the actress when she wants to be. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her. And your money. T. I show the message to Erica. Her face hardens. He's at the Marriott, she says. Room 412. He texted me the room number this morning, wanted me to come celebrate. Celebrate what? The success of his plan. He thinks I'm going to leave you and come running to him. Are you? She looks at me like I've lost my mind. After what I just heard? After what he said about using me to destroy you? She shakes her head. Nick, I may have made terrible choices, but I'm not evil. I won't be part of destroying your life for his entertainment. So what's the plan? I don't know, but whatever it is, I want you to be part of it, if you're willing. I consider this. 24 hours ago, I was ready to never see Erica again after the divorce was final. Now she's asking me to help her get revenge on the man who manipulated both of us. Why, I ask. Why do you want me involved? Because he hurt you too. Because he used me to hurt you. Because... She pauses, searching for words. Because despite everything I've done, you're still a better person than he is. and I think you deserve the chance to make him pay for what he tried to do to your life. Our life. He tried to destroy our life. Our life was already destroyed, Nick. I destroyed it when I started lying to you, when I chose to believe his lies instead of trusting what we had. She looks around the living room, at the photos of us from happier times, at the life we built together. But maybe we can destroy him together. Maybe that's something. I think about Trevor's voice on that recording, the casual way he discussed using our marriage as a weapon against me, the way he planned to make me raise his children while he collected support payments and laughed at how easily he'd manipulated us both. Yeah, I say. That's definitely something. So you'll help me? I'll help you, but we do this smart. No violence, nothing illegal. We destroy him the way he tried to destroy us, systematically, completely, and in a way that makes sure he can never do this to anyone else. Erica nods. What do you have in mind? I pull out my phone, scroll through my contacts until I find the number I'm looking for. First, we call Rome. He's got connections we're going to need. What kind of connections? The kind that can make sure Trevor Shaw's next victims know exactly who they're dealing with before it's too late. I dial Rome's number. He answers on the first ring. Nick, what's up? Remember that background check you did on Trevor Shaw? Yeah. How would you feel about making sure that information becomes very, very public? I'd feel great about that. What did you have in mind? I look at Erica, who's listening with the kind of focused intensity she usually reserves for complex medical procedures. I'm thinking it's time for Trevor Shaw to discover that some people fight back. I'm listening. Good, because we're going to need all the help we can get. As I start explaining the plan that's forming in my mind, I realize something that surprises me. For the first time in months, Erica and I are working together toward the same goal. It may not save our marriage, that's probably beyond repair, but it might save us both from becoming the kind of people who let predators like Trevor Shaw win. And maybe, in the end, that's enough. Sunday morning, Erica and I are sitting at the kitchen table with Rome, surrounded by printouts, legal documents, and 3 laptops. It looks like a war room, which is essentially what it's become. Okay, Rome says, pulling up a website on his computer. I've got contacts at 3 different news outlets, plus a private investigator in Santa Fe who's been tracking Trevor for his second ex-wife's attorney. Turns out there's a whole network of people who want to see this guy exposed. What kind of network? Erica asks. Victims, mostly. Ex-wives, women he targeted but didn't quite hook, attorneys who've dealt with his divorces. There's even a support group. Rome turns his laptop around so we can see. They call themselves the Shaw Survivors. I stare at the screen. It's a private Facebook group with over 40 members, all women who've had encounters with Trevor Shaw. Their stories are remarkably similar. The accidental meetings, the whirlwind romance, the promises of forever, the devastating betrayal. 40 women, Erica whispers. He's done this to 40 women. That we know of, Rome corrects. These are just the ones who found each other. Jesus. I scroll through the posts. Story after story of broken marriages, lost assets, destroyed families. How is he not in prison? Because what he does isn't technically illegal, Rome explains. Adultery isn't a crime in most states. Lying about your past isn't fraud unless you're doing it to obtain money under false pretenses, and he's very careful about that. He never actually asks for money. He just positions himself to benefit from the divorces he causes. So, what can we do? We can make sure his next targets know exactly who they're dealing with before he destroys their lives. Rome pulls up another screen. I've been working with the Shaw survivors to create a comprehensive database. Photos, aliases he's used, his patterns, his financial information, everything. That's all public information? Most of it. Court records, business filings, social media posts he's made under various names. The private investigator filled in some gaps, but it's all legally obtained. Erica leans forward, studying the screen. This is incredible. How long have you been working on this? Since Friday, when Nick told me what was happening. I reached out to my contact in Santa Fe, she connected me with the group, and we've been collaborating ever since. And they want to help? They want to stop him. You're not his first victim, Erica, and you won't be his last unless we do something about it. I think about the recording from yesterday, Trevor's casual discussion of his plans to use our marriage as a weapon against me. What's the legal exposure here, if we publish this information? Minimal, as long as we stick to facts. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation claims. Rome grins. Besides, Trevor's not going to want to draw attention to himself by filing lawsuits. That would just give his victims more opportunities to go public. So what's the plan? Phase 1. We create a comprehensive website documenting Trevor's pattern of behavior. Real names, real stories, real consequences. Make it the first thing that comes up when anyone searches for him. Phase 2? We make sure he knows we've done it, and we make sure he understands that if he continues this behavior, we'll make his life very, very difficult. Erica's been quiet, reading through the Shaw survivors' posts. Now she looks up, her face set with determination. I want to add my story to the website. Everything. The affair, the lies, the recording from yesterday. I want other women to know exactly what he's capable of. Are you sure? I ask. That's going to be public forever. Your colleagues, your patients, will know that I made a mistake and I'm trying to prevent other women from making the same one. She closes the laptop. Nick, I can't undo what I did to our marriage, but maybe I can prevent him from destroying someone else's. The recording from yesterday, that's gold, Rome says. Him admitting that he researched you, planned the meeting, intended to use you to get to Nick's money. That's the smoking gun that proves this is a pattern, not just a series of unfortunate relationships. Will you help me write it? Erica asks me. My part of the website? I want to make sure I get the details right. You want me to help you write about your affair? I want you to help me write about how I was manipulated into having an affair. There's a difference. There is a difference, a big one. And sitting here, watching Erica commit to exposing herself publicly in order to protect other women, I'm reminded of why I fell in love with her in the first place. Yeah, I say. I'll help. Good. Rome starts packing up his equipment. I'll get the website framework set up today. We can have it live by tomorrow night. What about Trevor? When do we tell him? We don't. We let him find out the same way his next target will, when he Googles himself and discovers that his entire playbook is now public knowledge. After Rome leaves, Erica and I spend the afternoon writing her story. It's harder than I expected. Not technically, but emotionally. Hearing her describe the early stages of Trevor's seduction, the way he made her feel special and understood, forces me to confront some uncomfortable truths about our marriage. He was right about one thing, she says as we're working on the section about their first meeting. I was feeling neglected, unappreciated, by me, by us, by what we'd become. She pauses, choosing her words carefully. That doesn't excuse what I did, Nick. Nothing excuses that, but it explains why I was vulnerable to his manipulation. I could have paid more attention, been more present. We both could have, but that's not why this happened. This happened because a predator identified a weakness and exploited it. Still nothing. Trevor Shaw is responsible for Trevor Shaw's actions. I'm responsible for mine, and you're responsible for yours. But what he did, the planning, the lies, the systematic destruction of our marriage for his own entertainment, that's on him. By evening, we have a complete account of Erica's relationship with Trevor, from the first meeting to yesterday's recorded confession. It's devastating in its detail, but also clearly written and carefully factual. No accusations that can't be proven, no emotional hyperbole, just the facts of how a marriage was destroyed for profit. This is going to hurt, I tell her as we review the final draft. People are going to judge you. People are already going to judge me. At least this way, they'll have the whole story. And Trevor, when he sees this, will probably try to convince his next target that I'm a crazy ex-lover making up stories for revenge. But that's going to be a lot harder when there are 40 other women telling similar stories. My phone buzzes. Another text from Trevor. Erica's not answering her phone. Tell her I'm waiting at the hotel. Time to start our new life together. T. I show the message to Erica. He really thinks I'm going to leave you and run to him, she says. Are you going to respond? Tomorrow, after the website goes live. She looks at the message again. I want him to see exactly what his new life is going to look like. And us? What does our new life look like? It's the question we've been avoiding all day. We've been working together, united in our goal of stopping Trevor, but we haven't talked about what happens after. I don't know, she says honestly. I'd like to think we could find a way back to each other, but I understand if you can't forgive this. I understand if you don't want to try. Do you want to try? More than anything, but not because I'm afraid of being alone, and not because Trevor turned out to be a fraud. Because I realized something yesterday when I was listening to him talk about destroying your life. What's that? That I love you. Not the idea of you, not the security you represent, not the life we built together. You, the man who came home to help me even after I'd betrayed you. The man who spent the weekend helping me expose my own stupidity to protect other women. She pauses. I love you, Nick. I probably never stopped loving you. I just forgot for a while. I look at her. Really look at her. For the first time in months. The woman sitting across from me isn't the cold, distant person who announced her affair in our kitchen. This is Erica, the woman I married, the woman I've been missing without even realizing it. I love you too, I say, but I don't know if that's enough. It's a start. Yeah, it's a start. We spend the evening fine-tuning her story, preparing for tomorrow's revelation. By the time we go to bed, separately, in different rooms, the website is ready to launch. Trevor Shaw's career as a marriage destroyer is about to come to an end. What happens to our marriage after that is still an open question, but for the first time in months, it feels like a question worth asking. Monday evening, the website goes live. Rome calls at 6 p.m. to give us the news. It's done, he says. TrevorShawTruth.com is officially online. 43 women's stories, including yours, Erica. Financial records, court documents, the recording from Saturday, everything. How long before it shows up in search results? I ask. It's already there. I use some SEO tricks to make sure it ranks high for any variation of his name. Trevor Shaw, Trevor J. Shaw, TJ Shaw, they all lead to the website. And the Shaw survivors are spreading the link across social media as we speak: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, dating apps. By tomorrow morning, any woman who encounters Trevor Shaw online will be able to find out exactly who she's dealing with. Erica takes the phone. Rome, I can't thank you enough for this. Thank me by making sure he never does this to another family. After we hang up, Erica and I sit in the living room, laptops open, watching the website's visitor counter climb. 50 hits in the first hour, then 100. By 8 p.m., we're over 300. It's working, Erica says. Now we wait for Trevor to find it. We don't have to wait long. At 8:47 p.m., my phone rings. Unknown number, but I know who it is. You son of a bitch. Trevor's voice is tight with rage. You think you can destroy me with lies? Trevor, I was wondering when you'd call. Take it down. Take that fucking website down right now, or I'll sue you for everything you have. Sue me for what? Publishing court records? Your own words from Erica's recording? Everything on that site is documented fact. It's defamation. Truth is a defense against defamation, Trevor. But you know that. You've probably been sued by ex-wives before. I'm warning you, Nick. Take it down. Or what? You'll seduce my wife? Too late. You already tried that. You'll destroy my marriage? Already tried that too. What exactly do you think you can threaten me with? Silence on the other end. Then, put Erica on the phone. She doesn't want to talk to you. Bullshit. She loves me. We're starting a family together. Are you? Because she heard your little speech on Saturday about how she was just a mark, how you planned the whole thing, how you were going to use her to destroy my life for your entertainment. Another silence, longer this time. She recorded that conversation? Every word. It's on the website, Trevor, along with stories from 42 other women you've done this to. Those women are lying. All 42 of them, including the ones with court documents proving their stories. This isn't over. Yes, it is. Your career as a professional home wrecker just ended. Find a new line of work. I hang up. Erica's watching me with something like admiration. That felt good, I say. I bet it did. My phone immediately rings again. Same number. Don't answer it, Erica says. Let him leave a message. We listen to Trevor's voicemail a few minutes later. His voice has changed, gone from angry to desperate. Erica, baby, please call me. Your husband is trying to destroy what we have together. He's made up all these lies, found these women to make up stories about me. You know me, sweetheart. You know I love you. Don't let him poison you against me. Call me, please. He's panicking, Erica observes. Good. Panic makes people sloppy. The phone rings again. This time it's Rome. You guys need to see this, he says. Check your email. I'm sending you screenshots. I open my laptop, find Rome's email. The screenshots show social media posts from multiple platforms. Women sharing the website link, warning their friends about Trevor Shaw, telling their own stories of near misses with him. It's going viral, Rome says. The Shaw survivors are sharing it everywhere, and other women are coming forward. Women who encountered him but didn't fall for his act, women who dated him briefly before figuring out what he was. How many? The website's had over 2,000 hits in the last hour, and I'm getting emails from women who want to add their stories. Erica leans over to look at the screenshots. Look at this one, she says, pointing to a Facebook post. This woman says she met Trevor at a coffee shop in Boulder last month. He told her the same story, that he'd never been married, that he was looking for someone special to settle down with. His next target, I realize. His next failed target, Erica corrects. She Googled him after their first date and found the website. She's warning all her friends. We spend the next hour reading through the social media responses. The pattern is clear. Trevor's hunting ground has been effectively salted. Any woman he approaches now will be able to find out exactly who he is within minutes. At 10:30, my phone rings again. This time it's a number I recognize, the Marriott. Mr. Hartley? The voice is professional, concerned. This is David Chen at the Marriott downtown. I'm the night manager. What can I do for you, Mr. Chen? We have a guest here, Trevor Shaw, who's been causing some disturbances. He's been calling other guests, trying to get them to contact his ex-wife. He seems to think you might know how to reach her. I look at Erica, who's listening to the conversation. She shakes her head firmly. I'm sorry, Mr. Chen, but I can't help with that. The thing is, Mr. Hartley, several of our female guests have complained. Mr. Shaw has been approaching them in the lobby, the restaurant, the bar. He seems to be looking for companionship. Some of the women have said he's being quite aggressive about it. Have they seen the website? Website? TrevorShawTruth.com. Your female guests might want to take a look at it before they have any further contact with Mr. Shaw. I'll pass that along. Thank you, Mr. Hartley. After I hang up, Erica and I look at each other. He's desperate, she says. He's trying to find a new target right there in the hotel. And failing, apparently. Because the women are warning each other. She pulls up the website on her laptop. Look at the visitor counter. Over 5,000 hits in less than 4 hours. He's done, I say. His hunting days are over. What do you think he'll do now? I don't know. Men like Trevor don't handle failure well. They're used to being in control, manipulating situations to their advantage. When that stops working, Trevor texts, "You've destroyed my life. I hope you're happy." I show Erica. She says, "Good. He destroyed mine and dozens of others." We watch the website hits climb and feel a strange closure. Then the hard question. What happens now? Us. After thinking, I say we try. Counseling, total honesty, rebuilding. Erica agrees. I delete Trevor's threat. His predator's days are over. Ours are just beginning. I'm betting on us. The end. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next story. Write in the comments from which city you are watching.